Hey, welcome to SkipperBud. Today we're going to talk about the all-new 2019 Mastercraft XStar. The XStar was the boat that redefined the wakeboard industry, but in the new version of it, it's not only a wakeboard boat, but it's a great surf boat. So if you follow me around to the back, I kind of start at the back of the boat with you, and then we'll go over the features and the benefits of it, and then we'll work on the inside for you. So starting in the back, this is where all the magic happens with the Mastercraft. It has its Gen 2 surf system. As you can see, it has 3 tabs. It has surf tabs on each side. And if you look, these fins are customly made for each hull of a Mastercraft. So it's going to make, the wave very, very specific for each boat, whereas other manufacturers literally just have pieces of metal to diverge the water, whereas these are specifically designed by marine engineers for the best wake, whether you're wakeboarding, surfing, etc. You also can notice the massive rudder with this boat. Just the pure size of this boat, and it's 4,100 pounds of ballast. It needs a massive prop and massive rudder to get you through the water. And also, with the XStar system, it'll allow you to reverse and have control in reverse, whereas traditionally in inboards you have a hard time going to reverse, and it also gives you a tighter turning radius when you're on the water for a safer trip. And lastly, you notice the exhaust ports here. As you'll see other boats on the water that have these massive aluminum or stainless steel pipes going under the water, diverting the emissions out. Due to the Ilmore engineering in Mastercraft, the engines are rated for such a low emissions rating that it's actually safe for the riders coming directly out of the back of the boat. There's no need for any necessary hardware to divert the emissions out underneath the rider. Welcome to the back of the boat. Typically, it's the entertaining part of the boat. If your parents, just like I am, sitting at the sandbar, kids are in the water, and you want somewhere to congregate, or if you're getting ready to go, you can sit here and put your, whether your bindings for your wakeboard on or your slalom ski, even though it's not necessarily a slalom boat, but nice spot for it. You have your reclining chairs to help you do it. Also, if you notice, you have these 2 ports here. This is for your GoPro. This boat features GoPro command, so to link your GoPro directly with the touchscreen in the boat. Yep, as you work our way into the boat, with the transit walkover, it's nice. You're not going to actually walk on your cushions. You have a nice SeaDeck cover on it. But inside, unique to the new X Series boats, you actually have wet storage built in right here. So when you come off the boat, come out of the water with your towels or your ropes, or even maybe a small life jacket, you can put it in here, and it's not going to get the rest of your boat all wet. Another feature that you just can't necessarily see here, there's actually a removable ski pylon right here, which pops in and pops out, which is nice, as you're not going to stub your toe getting into the boat, which is a nice feature with the Mastercraft. It's a nice billet aluminum piece, and then it stores actually underneath the observer seat when you're not using it, so it's nice and out of the way. As we move forward, it does feature convertible RS seat, so if the whole family, if you're boating, everyone can face forward. Otherwise, once you have riders going, you can actually face backwards, and so everyone can kind of watch what's going on in the water. Or if you're at the sandbar, it folds completely flat, and there's a filler cushion here, so this back part of the boat becomes a nice laying area for the whole family. Something also very unique to this boat is there's actually a rear-facing seat right here as well. So again, once you and the family are riding, everyone can kind of focus backwards and watch, whether you're wakeboarding or surfing or whatever it may be, and kind of see what's going on in the water. Yep, another nice feature, if you notice, is how high of a freeboard again this boat is. It does offer all subfloor ballast, so you're not losing your storage compartments due to bags or hard tanks. A ton of storage here, and then also just voluminous storage under the observer seat. So whether it's boards or jackets or of the like, and keep in mind with the board racks and then surf storage on the bimini as well, you can keep a ton of boards up there, but if you needed more storage, there's a ton of storage in this boat versus some of the other boats in the market are a little bit limited just because they aren't as deep as this specific boat. In 2019, you can actually get nice SeaDeck flooring that will match your boat, whether it's tan to match this one, or a gray if you have a lighter interior. This boat also features, if you look, it's cool feel interior. This vinyl will typically run about 15 to 20 degrees cooler than your standard vinyl, even in direct sunlight. We've even left boats out on the south side on purpose for a couple hours just to see how hot it would get. and even just getting in the boat and sitting down, there's just not, all the heat dissipates off, and it's amazing. And probably a feature you probably want, especially with little kids, just so they're not burning their legs or what it may be coming in out of the water. This boat also has heat, which in Wisconsin, as you know, it's currently April 12th and it snowed yesterday, which is, especially our early season riders and our fall riders, something you're going to want. So you have your heat ports here, and then you also have your snorkel that comes out that you can actually wrap up and keep yourself warm, which is very, very nice for those very, very cold spring and fall sessions out on the water. This boat also features standard-wise, it's hard to see, but it actually has dual subwoofer, so there's a subwoofer behind the driver's seat, and also a subwoofer with clipped audio right here in the bow, which is meaning it has a lot of zones depending on how you're entertaining or what you're doing and who's all in the boat. You can kind of mold what you're listening to whatever specific event, or just a family fun day out on the water. That also works with the zones of the tower. You can direct your sound directly back to the rider so that you're not blasting everybody in the boat, and you're actually keeping the rider entertained as he or she rides. At the helm of the 2019 Mastercraft XStar, you'll notice the dual dash system. Very, very intuitive 10-inch touchscreen. You also then have redundant switches to your right, so you can quickly adjust your surf system and your ballast settings on the fly as you go, which is a very, very nice feature of Mastercraft. You're not stuck having to go through different menus on the touchscreen itself just to try to change your wave just a little bit depending on the rider and the conditions that are on the lake. Up in the heads-up display, you can kind of change your array. You have a rear view camera, so you can see what's going on behind you. Otherwise, if you're on a body of water you don't necessarily typically go on, there is navigation, so you can guide your way. And it is completely customizable depending on what you want. Just another nice feature of having the dual dash system. This boat comes standard with it, whereas some of the other X Series boats, it's an option, but it's definitely one of the most popular options that's out there on the Mastercraft X Series. On the tower in the 2019 Mastercraft XStar, these are great towers, and they're gas assisted, so a single person can operate them. And they do feature clamping board racks, so you don't have to deal with bungees, and they're very, very easy to use. But say, especially in lake country here, you have bridges and other things are getting on your boat lift, you want to put your tower down, you just pop the racks in. Pop these out. This tower comes down nice and slow. Now the benefit of this versus some of the other manufacturers is that the towers fold forward into the rider. So if you're driving your boat onto a lift, or if you're going under a bridge, you're going to have a hard time controlling the boat with a tower in your lap. Whereas the benefit of these is folding backwards, it kind of frees up the driver in the cockpit if you're trying to control the boat and maneuver with low head space. And when you go to put the tower up, it's very simple to put up. Pops up, pop these back in, and then you can pop your racks right back around. Another nice feature, again, for the father with smaller kids, there's tow points on the inside. So if you're training someone in wakeboarding and surfing, just a little bit lower of a little point for that person who's just getting started. So it's not such a jolt out of the water, but another great feature just included in this tower with Mastercraft. You also see the bimini top here. Very, very intuitive bimini top with Mastercraft. One person operation, can go in and out very, very quickly, and it'll cover at least the majority of the cockpit, and it takes about 20 seconds to put out, whereas I know some of the other manufacturers in the market, it's a little bit of an endeavor to go under. Sitting up in the bow, just an important feature, it's very, very comfortable. You can get 3 adults up here. If you notice, I'm about 6'5", so I'm a large human being, but just thinking about children, a day out on the family, it's very, very high freeboard in this boat, so it's very, very safe if you have young kids sitting up here. Especially if you come off your wave too fast, you'll never have to worry about taking water over your bow, just because sometimes, being that these are surf boats, you're going to flood the back of the boat, the back of the boat's going to sink up, your bow's going to flare up. When they come down, some of these boats that have a very, very flared nose on them, just so you can see, you'll actually, if you come down too fast, you'll take water over the bow, which as a parent, again, something you never want to see So that's the nice feature about this boat, is that'll never truly happen unless you really came down hard in kind of rough seas. But again, another great feature of this boat. And then also, if you look, there's charging ports up here for your phone. So just about everybody in the boat can keep their phone charged. Because I know at my house, it's a battle over the music or what's going on the boat. At least everybody can keep their devices charged, or make sure that they can get their Instagram posts or Facebook posts out of the way at all times on a day in the water. Thanks again for watching us today at SkipperBud's in the 2019 Mastercraft XStar. This boat truly is revolutionary in the fact that you're 4,100 pounds of ballast that fills up in about 4 minutes. So in the time that you put on your first song on your day on the water, your boat will be fully ready to go and you're not missing on any time. The other thing, what they learned with this boat as well, is for your beginning wakeboarders, you can actually wakeboard at a little bit of slower speed, so it's not such a hard fall. So you can really get younger riders out there and experience the sport. The same thing goes with surfing. What they learned with this boat is you can get a little bit faster and actually have waves that are not only enormous and infinitely adjustable, but they actually have the ability to surf at ocean type speeds, which again in this sport it's kind of unheard of, and that's why this boat is such a precedent. Thanks again, and we hope to look forward to seeing you on the water this summer. And if you see us, we'll give you a ride. We'll show you what this boat can truly do, because it is remarkable. Thanks again.